What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on my channel. This is Talking Sports with yours truly, Kendra McKnight here. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to my channel, Talking Sports with Kendra, back again with another video. Top 10. The top 10 underrated WWE matches of all time. Now, this list came very easy to me. For me, I've been a WWE fan since I was 7 or 8 years old. I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to a wrestling match, per se, WWE, and what makes a great match. What makes a great match? Now, the storytelling. What is the baby in the hills? Story that what is it telling? The characters, what's happening, the moves, and just the nostalgia that comes with the match. Now, this list, like I said, came very easy to me, and we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down the list, and let's get to it. Number 1. This is no order. Number 1, Summerslam 2013, John Cena versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Now, this match was really good. It showcased who Daniel Bryan was and is at that point in time. It was like the rise of his popularity. That whole build up to that match was pretty good. Cena and DB going back and forth, and got a little personal here and there, where Daniel Bryan was saying that Cena was a parody of wrestling, and he's not a wrestler. He's, just a guy that people just put together. Like, he's like a corporate, like, he's a nobody. He's not a wrestler. He's not an indie guy. He was corporatedly built, and he's just not right to be champion. So this match was really good. Daniel Bryan won. I felt like it was the right, choice. Cena was injured. He had a little elbow issue, and Daniel Bryan won this match. Actually, Triple H was the referee. Randy Orton actually cashed in his money in the bank, and that led to Randy and DB later feuding, and of course, the miracle at Wrestlemania with him defeating not 1, not 2, but 3 future Hall of Famers in one night: Randy Orton, Batista, and Triple H. Dolph Ziggler, Ziggs, going one-on-one with then WWE Champion Dean Ambrose at SummerSlam 2016. This match was good to me. I just felt like the crowd wasn't into it because of the fact that was a long show. That was like 4 hours long, and they were dead set in the middle. By the time they got on, the crowd was deflated. They wasn't like really into it that big. And I mean, the story was there, because Dolph Ziggler won like a 6-pack challenge match to earn the right to face Dean Ambrose when he defeated Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, John Cena, I believe, and someone else in that match. I think Randy Orton, but DZ won, and I personally like this match. It was really good. The storytelling, Dolph Ziggler is just so good, man. Dolph Ziggler is a phenomenal talent, one of the greatest sellers of all time, up there with Shawn Michaels. And Dean being the rugged, guy, this match was really good. Dean Ambrose retained, obviously. Then later on, having a feud with AJ Styles. ultimately AJ Styles winning the championship, his first WWE championship back in 2016, September 11th. I'll never forget, after my birthday at Backlash. And it was really good. Really phenomenal match. SummerSlam 2016, Ziggs and Ambrose. WrestleMania 22, hardcore legend Mick Foley going one-on-one with Edge, the Rated R Superstar. This match, in a hardcore match, this match was just brutal. Thumbtacks, tables, steel chairs. Just, oh man, this match was awesome, phenomenal, brutal, and it really showcased Edge and how far he has come. At that time, 2006, he was like, just there. He wasn't really a main star at that point, but with this match, it really put him up there as a main event player. Now, this match occurred at WrestleMania 22, Chicago, Illinois, and Mick Foley was actually the special guest referee in Edge's match against John Cena for the WWE Championship when Edge cashed in his Money in the Bank against John Cena at New Year's Revolution 2005, and they had a match on Raw, and John Cena won the title back, and Mick Foley was a referee, and Edge felt like it was Mick Foley's fault that he lost the title. So they went into a feud, ultimately ending at WrestleMania. And this match put Edge up there as far as a main event guy, having matches ultimately against Triple H, John Cena, Randy Orton, and so on and so forth. So this match was really, really good. For anybody that has Peacock, tune in, watch that junk, and great match, man. When it comes to WrestleMania 34, people tend to talk about the short match between John Cena and The Undertaker, the insanely bad, just trash main event of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. But the best match on that show, in my opinion, was the opener, triple threat for the IC Championship, The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. This match was awesome, phenomenal, showcased all three men and what they had and how far to go and for how far they was willing to go to achieve and get that title. Now, in today's, wrestling, the prestige of the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship, has worn down just a tad bit because it's just based off the people that get the title is just not really, they're not showcased, and they're booked horribly to the point where the fans, including myself, tend to not care about the title anymore. Because back in the day, when having those championships, it catapulted you ultimately to the world title. And now it's just like, you know what I mean? But this match was awesome. It was phenomenal. It was great. And the right man won at the time, Seth Rollins, pinning The Miz, I believe. And that pushed Seth Rollins in a situation where he was putting on bangers with the IC title on the line, against guys like Mojo Rawley and The Miz at Backlash 2018. That was a phenomenal match. And this WrestleMania 34 was awesome. Mostly because of that match. So, yeah, Balor, Miz, Rollins, WrestleMania 34 opening match. Yes, sir. Extreme Rules 2017, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, the Big Dog, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Fatal 5-way to see who will face Brock Lesnar. This match was great, phenomenal. This match showcased all 5 of these guys and how far they was willing to go to get that opportunity to face Brock. Brock Lesnar back in 2017 was a Universal Champion. And, you know, back in the day where he didn't really showcase himself on TV, you know, he was a part-timer. So, like, what are these 5 guys doing on television? You know what I mean? Like, what are they fighting for? What are they fighting for when the champion is not on television? You know what I'm saying? That's why I've never been a fan of, you know, part-timers being champions. Because it's like, what are the full-time talent going to be fighting for? You know, the mid-card? Like, what are main event guys going to be fighting for? Like, I've just never been a fan of that. But this match was awesome. Really, 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 really good. Samoa Joe did win this match, which surprised me. I was thinking Roman Reigns was going to win, obviously, because, you know, Reigns has been WWE's guy since forever, and, you know, so, but they pushed it back to ultimately, you know, WrestleMania 34, which was just trash, bro. It was trash. But yeah, Samoa Joe won this match, ultimately losing to Brock Lesnar with one F5. One F5. One. This match was awesome, though, man. This just, yeah, man. Roman Reigns defeated Triple H at WrestleMania 32 to reclaim the WWE Championship. Everybody was like not a fan of Roman. You know, Roman was, you know, thrown at us, you know, shoved down our throats. That was like literally legit like making us, you know, like him. You know what I mean? So it was very important to put him in a situation where he could wow us and put us in a situation where, like, okay, we gotta see about this guy. Like, okay, put him in the ring with somebody that can prove to us that he deserves to be WWE champion and he deserves this mantle that they're putting him on. So at Extreme Rules 2016, he went one-on-one with the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ Styles won a fatal 4-way to become the number 1 contender against Roman Reigns, against Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho. At that time, AJ Styles legit just debuted at the Royal Rumble earlier in the year. And people were wondering how WWE was going to book him coming from TNA, New Japan. And based off the crowd response of AJ, they had no choice but to push him and put him in the main event scene. And he's not just some small guy. Like, he's phenomenal. And so this match was awesome. It showcased Roman Reigns and his power. It was basically, you know, power and finesse versus high flying abilities. And it was a great matchup. Roman Reigns obviously won. Clean. But it didn't really destroy AJ Styles' credibility, you know. And this was a phenomenal match, pun intended. And like I said, it really showcased, you know, both guys and what both guys were willing to do to get the WWE Championship. Randy Orton, one of the greatest of all time. I don't want to hear it. One of the greatest of all time. I should do a video on why Randy is the GOAT. GOAT. Anyway, Randy Orton had a match against Cena Punk at WrestleMania 27. This match was not talked about really at all because WrestleMania 27 was the match where, you know, Miz and Cena, you know, The Rock was the host, you know, Triple H, The Undertaker, the beginning match, Alberto Del Rio and Edge retirement match. Well, then retirement match. He was forced to retire because of injury. And it was a really, really solid match between Punk and Orton. And it was something that, again, nobody talked about. And it was like, really? Like, you got the GOAT, Randy Orton, and CM Punk? Any match that Punk is in, give him at least 20, 25 minutes, and it's great stuff. It's great stuff, man. And then you go in with a guy that's so smooth as a Randy Orton, a Randall Keith Orton. Are you serious, man? This was a great match. Arguably, well, Triple H and Taker was really good. That was probably my favorite match. But the second best match on that card, was Randall Keith Orton and CM Punk. If you have Peacock, go to WrestleMania 27, go to Punk Orton, and you see it for yourself. Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, Backlash 2018. Sheesh. Power versus power, finesse versus finesse, powerhouse. This match was incredible, man. Incredible. Nobody really likes to talk about how good Samoa Joe is. Everybody likes to talk about, he's so injury prone and he's this, he's old, he's this, he's that. Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Samoa Joe, when healthy, is one of the most technically sounded, just great wrestlers. Are you kidding? Samoa Joe? Then you got Roman Reigns. You got Joe, the head of the table, the tribal chief. And you have a mixture of just... this match was awesome. Everybody likes to talk about Rollins, Miz on that show. But this match right here was great. I liked it. I loved it. Roman Reigns won, obviously. And I just feel like Samoa Joe never gets his credit for anything, honestly. And he was just, in the mix for, mid-card titles and never really taken seriously in the main event scene, which is a travesty. But it is what it is, man. Roman Reigns won this match, but this match was really good. It was really good. Make sure you guys watch that on the Peacock. Not on the WWE Network, but Peacock. WrestleMania 21. WrestleMania 21 has a special place in my heart because it was the first WrestleMania that I grew up on and watched. I don't know where it went, but I had the complete three disc set for Mania 21. The first part of the show on one disc, the second part on the second, and the third was Hall of Fame. Man, this WrestleMania 21 was lit for me, man. It was lit for me. And two matches in particular that stands out for me. Well, the whole card for me was just nostalgia for me because, again, it was the first WrestleMania I watched fully, thoroughly. Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle. For anybody that knows wrestling, I don't have to say no more. This match was one of the GOATs. Of all time. Of all time, man. Of all time. The kickouts, the storytelling, how the crowd got into it, the high flying, the amateur wrestling style versus high flying, ankle locks, sweet chin music, angle slams, body slams. Kurt ain't gonna win this match, but once again, another situation where Shawn Michaels didn't lose credibility. Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time, you know. So this was just phenomenal. And last but not least, Triple H defending the World Championship against Dave Batista. In my opinion, this is probably, maybe once again, this is just another situation where I grew up on it. But in my opinion, one of the greatest WrestleMania build-ups of all time, Triple H, Batista, you know, with alongside Ric Flair and Randy Orton, Evolution, one of the greatest groups of all time. Again, my opinion, probably the greatest group, you know, factions. And, you know, they kicked Randy Orton out. Now it's just Flair, Batista, Triple H. Triple H was the guy. He was the top dog. He was the guy, excuse me. And Batista was treated like a lackey. You know what I mean? He was just a muscle. Like, you're not material. You're not championship material. You're just the guy to pick up my bags. You know what I mean? And then Triple H, Batista, excuse me, wins the Royal Rumble, decides to stay on Raw and go after the World Championship against Triple H. Turn on him, turn baby. Defeats Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania 21 and goes on, gets drafted to SmackDown. In 2006 to 2007 was lit. The littest time ever for Batista. You know, having bangers with JBL, Eddie Guerrero, Viva la Raza, oh man, Taker. Triple H, man, doesn't get credit for putting so many people over. And this is a showcase. This is a showcase. Batista, Dave Batista. Oh man. So this is my list. Top 10 underrated WWE matches. Did I miss something? Obviously I did. Let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe? Subscribe. Got it. Subscribe. And I'll be back on another video, man. Talking sports. Yours truly, Kendrick Knight here. Talking sports with Kendrick. Yes, sir.